back. Hope you're having a good day. This is a Turk's caps hibiscus. I've heard it called sleeping hibiscus before. Apparently, there's also several other common names. Also a scientific one, which I'm not even going to bother trying to pronounce because I can't even come close. All that'll be in the title and description. I picked it up this February, so about 7 months ago. But it has gotten quite top heavy in that when I have it outside, it keeps blowing over. I've actually, gone to go do a video on it a few times and just really haven't had a good vision for it. At one point it was blooming and I didn't want to cut off all the blooms. And so I've just kind of let it go. But we are kind of getting into a little bit of a window here where I've got to be careful how much heavy work I do on these trees for too much longer. I can definitely do some work today, I feel like. I am very inexperienced with this type of hibiscus, but I'm sure I can heavily prune it now. There's plenty of growing season left. It'll recover a bit, and then of course recover fully in the spring. First thing I'm going to do is go ahead and just get some of these long shoots off here. I know I won't be leaving any of them that long, just so I can give you guys a little bit of a closer up as I kind of go around and see what we're going to do with it. Alright, that gives us a little bit of a closer look. First thing I'm going to start cutting out is like if you take this branch right here, it's growing backwards, like straight up through the tree. Few of these branches, almost no matter how I wire them, they would always be sticking straight up. Sometimes I'll leave everything. Like if you notice, this is the lowest branch. As soon as you start cutting some of these tropicals, they start becoming very inflexible. So I've been letting it kind of, that's one of the reasons to let it go like that all that long. But then sometimes, no matter how much you take off like that, sometimes there's nothing you can do with. This one is coming right out of the base of the trunk there. That piece there is not only going straight up, but right into the tree too. I think if I'm going to save that branch, I'm going to save that one. It's kind of coming out lower. That one is definitely going straight up. That would take a lot of heavy wire, I feel like, to correct one day. So I think I'll try to use kind of a clip and grow thought with that. I like to go ahead and shorten that guy up a little bit. You see, even though these two are still flexible there, they really are just kind of going straight up there. And that's coming out over to the base. That's coming straight out of the bottom there. This branch is coming back into the trunk there. Really not much taper, at this moment. I am going to go ahead and shorten this guy up a little bit. Really not much taper going on here. I definitely saw plenty of growth this year from it. I feel like right now I almost have two competing apexes. And so to try and just kind of induce some movement here, I think I'll go ahead and just cut off this top part here. So that was just kind of going up there, and then it had, like I said, basically kind of two apexes. And since I did that, I think I'm going to go ahead and do that as well. Got a little bit chop happier than I wanted to. That was a lot of wild growth without much taper on it. Maybe even go ahead and take that down to there. Part of me wants to go ahead and eliminate that and just allow that to become the apex. But we'll just see what happens over time. I think I'll just hang on to this video for a few months, see how it recovers. And I'll let you know how it goes. I mean, today is, what, mid-September? I do believe it's September 15th, my payday. Alright, and now I'm finally going to finish up this video here. And believe it or not, it has been a little bit over a year and a half. I guess that's what us backyard bozos do sometimes. Take a little while to get done with our videos. But I haven't gone back and edited that first part yet. I just kind of actually remembered that I still had it on there. The plan was I was going to cut it hard back that day. And then around this time of year, last year when it was blooming, I was going to come through and, you know, prune it up a little more and then perhaps repot it. I've actually checked the roots a few times. It didn't really need it. It didn't bloom quite as nice as it is like right now. It's actually looking pretty good right now. Not looking much like a bonsai tree, but at the same time, it is blooming nicely. I'll get some other angles in there for you guys to see. And then, like I said, it didn't really put on the show like this. And then through the summer, I kind of checked the roots a few times. Didn't really need repotting at all. You can probably tell that the trunk has not thickened up some. I mean, in a way, I almost want to just rewind that video, even myself, even though I'm making it, and just look and see how much thicker it has gotten. I didn't really realize I was going to wait this long. But now that I'm looking at it, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to think about if I'm going to repot it over the summer. I am going to wait a little while to do that. But I imagine I might have talked a little bit about it in the first part of the video there. These two branches right here are technically bar branches, and I think I was having a hard time deciding whether I was going to keep this one or this one. But if I take this one off, then everything's on this side of the tree. And I think I do want to take that one out, just kind of balance that out a little bit. And then if I'm going to keep the rest of these branches, some of these branches are kind of growing into each other a little bit. I didn't even notice it at first. There's like 4 branches coming out of one spot right there. And again, when I do look at this guy, I just really have no, you know, bonsai vision for it other than just trying to keep a plant alive. So I think for now, I am just going to worry about keeping the plant alive. And from what I know about these type of plants, they do put on a good growth spurt if you cut the blooms off. And since I've got it in here, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of give it its little prune after blooming, if you will. It's been blooming for a long time. Today was the first day. I've just noted for a bit that it's got a lot on there. So again, just a little snip of the ends off there. Should give it a nice little spurt. Now that I've cut off the branch that this one was bar branches with, some more energy might go out that way. I did notice that these branches out here had all the buds that were just getting ready to open on there. Alright, and then just go ahead and allow that to grow out a little bit more. See how it reacts to having the one bigger branch taken off. And again, perhaps a few times in the summer I might just check on the roots, and if it does seem like it's getting crowded, think about repotting it. I could consider slip potting it and into something perhaps maybe even much bigger. Try to get a little bit of a thicker truck in there. Never really seen any of these in the landscape that look really good, so I don't think I'm going to give up and plant it in the yard or anything. Just don't really see just a whole lot of future as looking like a really interesting tree unless I allow it to get like a lot bigger. And one way to do that is just give it a bunch of time, so I'm just going to give it a bunch more time. Alright, and I still haven't really found time to edit this video yet. And that second part was April 2nd, today is April 27th, so after 25 days, that pruning there, the tree did respond just by shooting out a few more blooms. And I just noticed that today, so I figured I'd just kind of show them off. I do believe I will get this video edited within the next couple days. After all, the first part of it was shot nearly a year and a half ago, so I think it's about time I get that done. Just trying to look at some different angles of it here.